I'm Carrie.
I'm Nick.
We have three daughters. We have a grown daughter who's married. She married Nate, and we have Elena and Scarlett. In our free time, we like to watch our kids play sports at this time in our life.
Yeah, and we do have a boat. We use that when we can, and we do go deer hunting. When I was a little kid, we went to a Lutheran church, got baptized, did the first communion, did the catechism, all that, and then after that it was just go to church every Sunday, and that was kind of all we did. After high school, it was hard to stay connected. You know, life was a different stage after you graduate high school. I worked out on the road, and kind of lost touch with God.
I grew up going to church. We went to church every Sunday. My mom definitely had a faith in God, so I kind of saw that growing up. But I never pushed myself to pursue that when I was in high school. After high school, I mean, the world just kind of catches up with you, and I would say I still believed in God and I talked to God, but I didn't pursue an active relationship. I kind of put him in the closet so I could do what I wanted to do.
We met at a wedding, kind of, see each other from across the dance floor. She kind of gave me the ultimatum of, yeah, you can call me, and tried to get her number and had to look it up in the phone book.
I did. I made him look it up in the phone book. We got married and we still were just living our life. I kind of dabbled with God again, and then we had our first child, and that really made me want to find a church. So we started trying to find churches to go to, and more or less a church to kind of check the boxes. I guess I don't know if I was really looking for a community or knew how to really join into a community at that point. And we went to a couple churches, and we would go for a while, and then we'd stop going, and because we never found connected. We were the people that walked into church, and we would go to church, and we got up and we left as soon as we could. We didn't want to talk to anybody. It was not fulfilling for my faith at all. And I don't think, Nick, you didn't really...
No, it was just checking a box.
Checking a box, going to church, taking our kids. The one church, I actually decided to go to a life group. And that for me started the change. That was drastic, to step outside of my comfort zone, and teach me how to do things and push me to grow.
And we were connecting with people at that church too. We were starting to have friendships and stuff like that, which makes it way easier.
I was in that life group at that time and had some health things. I had a nodule on my thyroid, and when that all came back, the biopsy had said that it was papillary cancer. I had asked them to pray for me, and afterwards, one of the women that was in the life group with me asked to pray over me and put her hands on me, which was very uncomfortable, but I let her. And when I went to Freighter for further testing, it actually got downgraded from papillary to just follicular cells, which is precancerous but would turn, but the prognosis was a little different, which was awesome. So that was the first time I really felt something like that. So then we were finding community at that church, but the pastor ended up leaving, and things just happened. COVID happened, and we ended up landing at Centerpoint. And we went to Centerpoint for a couple months, and life groups were becoming open again, and I knew that was something that I really liked at the one church I was at. So I decided to sign up to go to a life group again. I had gone by myself for the first one because I didn't know if Nick would go with me. And then I came home and Nick asked if he could come with, which I think was a huge thing for us.
We joined the Louise life group. I figured I'd be comfortable because Jason, he hunts, he fishes, so it was somebody I could relate to. And it was just that first night going oh no, I don't know really nothing about the Bible, but you don't have to be a Bible scholar to go to a life group. It's great. They have food. You go and everybody's just like you, just trying to learn. And that was probably the biggest step for me personally, is getting into a life group, learning with others, and having those awkward conversations and getting a little bit of clarity. When I really started following the Lord is when we joined that first life group. It was scary, but when you put yourself out there, it's like He knows that you're trying. And little analogy, like you read something and then like 2 days later, it's like you're looking back at that and it's like, wow, like how did I read this 2 days and then now it's kind of happening where I'm getting some clarity on it that something is out there. I do the daily Bible app on my phone, and like I'll read something and then the next day it's like I'm using that as part of like my learning. It's like real life, it just grabs you.
So during life group for me, and I believe Ned too, it really helped us to grow our faith. And we did that for a couple years where we were growing our faiths kind of individually. And I think we had to do that though, to get ourselves to the point where we're really pursuing God for ourselves. And then we've come together now and realized that it's more than just ourselves though. Like God needs to be in our marriage. Like we both were pursuing God, but I would say the last probably year and a half is when we really realized like we want God in the center of our marriage. Probably the last year and a half is when we really have been starting to pursue to have God lead our marriage, rather than us just being married and pursuing our own faith, but actually living as a married couple, pursuing God together. And during life group helped us to like open those conversations that we necessarily didn't have with each other prior, and those hard conversations, and being able to have hard conversations with each other, and it being okay, and looking to God for the guidance and helping to grow our family too, for our family to walk towards Christ. I mean, because I know one of my biggest things is to have our kids follow Christ as well, which is something that we can't force them to do. And I think partly too from people that we've met at Centerpoint and people in our group is watching how they've raised their kids, and they have Christian children who are pursuing an active relationship with the Lord. And I think the biggest thing watching them is their kids saw how they implement it in their life and their marriage. And we really want to do that for our children, moving forward, so that they can see us and how we deal with things and how we serve the Lord and put Him first in our lives and in our family. I mean, life now, as we're trying to pursue God individually and in our marriage, it's still a struggle daily. But we come together and we go to God with a lot of things that we never would have went to God with before. And it's not easy. We still mess up because we're not perfect at all. Neither of us are.
Yeah. And if you do have a chance for questions about a life group, I would highly recommend getting in one and go on the next marriage retreat, because it was a lot of fun. Like, I learned a lot about marriage and everything on the marriage retreat. Like, it was a huge step, in growing even more.
It's amazing when you have a community behind you.